Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I hope I am audible to everyone. Thank you very much. So, we all know the objective we are here for. We're going to talk about placements in the next coming hour. So, we have tried to gather a lot of feedback from a lot of colleges across in understanding what is the requirement currently in which we can help and support you. You all know, and a lot of you have also been a part of the past sessions which we have done in helping the students as well as helping the institutes on various aspects, including placements and training and soft skills and couple of other things. What we are trying to solve today is a problem and challenges which a lot of TPOs are facing. A lot of TPOs, based on, I'm sure you would have received an email from our end. You just stated the issues which you are facing, the challenges which you are facing in placements. So, what we are trying to do today is trying to help you with some subtle solutions where you can use, and it could be helpful to all of you in ensuring a better placements. So, I'm sure you are able to hear me and also you are able to see my screen. The entire interaction we'll have into two parts. Part A, I will be talking briefly on based on the questions and the challenges we have received. So I think we've received roughly 28 to 29 TPOs have shared questions and challenges to us. So we will try to take them up in the first part of discussion, which I will do. The second part of discussion I want, and I let's have an open forum wherein all the participants can openly put across questions and we can take it up where we are coming and why we have a confidence in helping you out with solutions is. So since the last 14 to 15 years I have been actively involved with colleges and corporates, helping them and helping them with solutions on the training side and on the hiring and recruitment side. So we feel based on all the exposure experience we have at our behest, we want to help all of you, specifically the colleges in for which you are representing, to increase your placement, to enhance your placement, and ensure that your students land up with a better job. Right? So let's start with that. Any questions you have, you can always put that in the chat box, and we will take that up at the end. So we are JMS Advisory Services. We've been actively into training since a long time. Dinesh, he actually takes care of all of you. He keeps in touch with all of you, and he's the one who, runs this entire training thing in the front. I largely am involved on the training side and on the content side, and we have couple of other faculties and couple of other trainers, enthusiasts like us, who are working together to make a difference to the colleges and the students and the entire academic field. So let's start with that. As the name suggests, of the topic, demystifying the placement challenges. Now, when we talk of a term placements, placements for students, placements is their final, destination. For students, placements is why they have joined a particular college. Placements is their motivation to join. They would have researched. So based on a study, what you have seen is a lot of students who identify a college. So they identify a college for admission which has better placements. The factor of placements to students is on a very higher side. So the colleges who are giving better placements have better admissions. So that is what we've learned interacting with more than hundreds of colleges across the west part or north part of India and the central part of India. So for students, placements is the end objective. They are there in the college with a very specific objective of getting placed. They aspire to get a good placement from your institute, and so they have joined. Even if they have not joined with that objective, but yes, every day in and day out, they have a thought, a dream of being placed and getting a good job. For a student, getting a good job is the first kind of a organized dream which he sees, and he expects to achieve that. तो स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हमेशा कॉलेज में प्लेसमेंट उनके लिए एक एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव है. But if you look from the institute side, from a college or an institute and an organization point of view, for us, placement is a continuous process. Okay, I see a lot of colleges not being successful in placements. Majority of the colleges do not focus on placement for 9 months in a year, but just that 3 months you run like anything, you work hard like anything to get placements done. That's not the way. It is a continuous process from the day the student enters the college, from the day the student starts his first day of education in your college, be it an engineering, an MBA, or any program. From that day, our objective as an institute for placement should start, and it should never end. It's a never ending process. Every activity we do, every session we take, every guest you call, every research paper you publish, any industry interaction you do, everything should have one thing in center, and that is placements. Without placements in mind and without the placement in center, it is difficult. We always say our organization is student centric, academic centric. That's okay, but what it has to be is placement centric. So the first step. Oh, Yogesh, am I audible? Am I audible to all others, or it is just Yogesh who is not able to hear me? Now, am I audible to all others? Kindly type yes or no. Oh, okay. Thank you for responding. So, basically, what I am coming through is, for students, placements is a small thing. For them, it is the end why they have joined the college. But for the college, we should have every activity we do should be based on placement. The objective of everything should be placements, and that is what will help you in getting a far 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 better placement scenario. So that is the premise based on which I intend to talk for the rest of the 30-40 minutes which I'll be talking. So every objective and everything we plan should have placements in mind. I will take some example before I move to the further slides. If you look at the best institutes in the world, if you can name certain best institutes in the world, global best institutes, if you can just type in the chat box and let me know, which are the globally best institutes in the world. ISB, okay. Then you have Harvard, you have Oxford, right? Any of these institutes, the reason I'm asking you is there is a very common line. There is a lot of common parameters in the top institutes globally. The most common parameter is their industry association and industry tie-ups. They are strongly in depth with the industries. They are very strongly attached with the industries in which they are offering a formal education. So if they are offering formal education in medical, they are strongly associated with a large number of medical centers, institutes, doctors, and hospitals. if they are offering into computer engineering or data science, they are strongly attached with organizations like Google or Facebook or Microsoft or any other big organization, mechanical, anything. So, largely, what we intend to tell you is the common line in all those institutions is a strong industry attachment. All the institutes, all the big institutes who are famous, they are famous because of their teaching pedagogy and for their placements. I hope majority of you will agree on it. So one leads to the another and another leads to the another. So it's a cycle which goes on. It's a continuous process. That is why I am telling. So if you have a strong industry association, industry will tell you what they need. You will make students, you will prepare students accordingly, and the industry will then take them accordingly. And based on the feedback and things and everything, it goes on and on and on. We have certain challenges into this because of the framework in which education institutions are run, the universities which they are affiliated, the academic syllabus which we run, and there are many challenges, but we have to see how we overcome that. That is what we'll be talking further. But yes, most of the institutions which you named, they have strong industry affiliations, and those industry affiliations help them to be better than any other across or their competitors. Now if you put that scenario in in the Indian education system or our Indian colleges, the problem is this: most of the faculties, most of the academic team do not have a corporate exposure. Most of them would have 15 years, 20 years, or 10 years, or 5 years of experience, but all that 5 years of experience would be into an academic institution. Now the challenge comes is, if I have not worked in a corporate environment or I have not properly worked in a company, the challenge comes is, how do I make it realize to a student? Many a times there are challenges which we will discuss later, that students are not aware of the situation and things like that. But the realistic corporate scenario, have I worked into a scenario or not? And based on that, I will be putting it across to the students. So that is what basically runs the entire thing. And so placements is a continuous process. Every aspect of our in our college, or every decision in college or an institution which we take, should and must be aligned with the goal of the final placements. Now if we look into the stakeholders of for placements, they are very simple. They are students, the academic team, the training and placement team, the alumni, the corporate or the hiring companies, the parents of the students, and the students' placement cell. These are the core stakeholders for a successful. I am sure everybody has this. Does every college consider these as the stakeholders for a successful placement? Are the people joining here are largely looking towards this set of people and addressing this set of people in ensuring a better placement scenario? Right? If you can just type why, yes, no. Right? Most of you would have these things as the set of people. Now, what role does these stakeholders play in placement? So placements is something which is always a team effort. It is not an individual effort. It is largely a team effort done by the team of all these people. These are all stakeholders. Everybody is equal. Students being the center, because everything we are doing and we do it for the students. But nowadays the students have a very independent thought process, very independent way of defining things, independent way of their aspirations, independent way of expectations from the industry, which has to be matched. And who will match? The all other stakeholders have to work in line with each others. So let's say an academic team should be very much appraised and should be aware of what the students expect, should be very much aware of what the training and placement team is expecting, should be very much aware of what the corporate is expectations, should be aware of what the parents expectations are from the student and the college, and also from what the student placement cell is actively working on, or what kind of activities they are doing. Similarly, a training and placement cell team should be aware of all the other stakeholders. So one stakeholder performing well doesn't help into placements. Each stakeholder have to actively work in coordination with each other. So one of the challenge which a lot of institutes and TPOs tell us that within departments there is lesser coordination. The academic team doesn't give a lot of space to us in terms of training and other things. But again, friends, it is a challenge. But what I would suggest is academic sessions itself are a part of training sessions. If I'm teaching you a certain domain about mechanical engineering, the entire teaching domain itself is a training and placement activity. Because if I'm teaching you a CAD software or how to prepare a design of a motor, which means it has to be more practical in terms of approach when we talk to students. So if we try and inculcate that in the way we put across to students, then the challenge of the academic team not supporting the placement team will be solved. So a large issue comes because there is a huge gap of communication between the academic teams and the training and placement teams. Academic team always feels that TPOs are working in, they are disturbing the academic calendar. Similarly, TPOs feel that the academic team doesn't allow them a certain space into the calendar for their training and placement activities. So at the end of the year, when placements don't happen, the TPOs will say the academic team did not give us the time. Academic team will say that this has happened. But friends, that's not the scenario. We all should think in a positive direction in ensuring that we have better student selections, better student placement. So all the stakeholders which I have stated here should work hand in hand. You should have regular counseling session with the students, regular counseling session with the parents. I mean, do not use the term counseling if required, but have continuous communication sessions with the parents in what the students are doing, in what the institute is doing, what the TPO is doing, regular updates on the efforts you are putting so that you ensure that the students get a better job. So a continuous communication is required. Student level, academic team level, TPO level, and a large factor which a lot of colleges misses is the alumni. A lot of colleges do not have a strong alumni network. Let me tell you, let's say your institute is just 10 years old, or 10 batches have passed out of your institute. I think most of the institutes who have joined here have are more than, or would have more than 7 or 10 batches passed out, and 10 batches been like placed in the market. Now this alumni, now let's say if you have treated them well, if you have taught them well, if you have given them well, this alumni is your placement chamatkar. All the big institutes, again, which you said, they have a strong industry association, and second, they have a strong alumni. So let's say you have 10 batches which have passed out. Each batch had if you take engineering, let's say on an average 200 people in one batch, 10 batches, so you have 2000 people who are working with 2000 different companies. Let's say not 2000, but at least 1000 different companies your old alumni is working. If you just tap that, if you just tap that actively, a lot of your problems will be solved, because those students will understand the realistic situation of your college. They understand the level of students of your college. They understand what your college needs. They understand your strengths, weaknesses, and they will also give you inputs on what the students will do so that they get a job. So alumni aspect is largely missing in most of the colleges. Yes, there are challenges because The faculty team keeps on changing. The TPOs, in most of the colleges, the highest attrition is on the TPO side. The TPO do not stay back for a long time. There is a huge attrition on the TPO side. There is also good attrition on the faculty side. So faculties come and go, TPOs come and go, and so many a times that alumni thing is not being managed. Yeah, I think Mr. Rajnikant, yeah, your mic is. I'll mute you. Okay, thank you. You muted yourself. So because of this, and there are a couple of other challenges that it doesn't happen. But yes, your college would always have data. Let's say you are a young TPO, or you are a new HOD, or a new academic head, or a new principal joining an institute. You will obviously can find the data of the older students. So just get that file, see the students, ask your TPO or form a student placement cell to connect all those candidates, have an updated data in an Excel sheet or a Google sheet, identify companies where they are working, identify out of those who can come and hire, what role can they come and hire, talk to your candidates, does your company go for a fresher hiring and stuff like that. So let's say that 2000 students work in 1000 companies, at least 100 out of that, 10% of those companies would be hiring freshers. Agree, everybody? Is that a logical thing? How many of you have a strong alumni follow from the people who are present here? How many of you have a strong alumni follow up in the manner which I'm saying, and is using it for placements? How many of you use your alumni data or your alumni thing for? Yeah, you have, great. And any others? So, a lot of people say that we cannot manage alumni data on a continuous basis. It's very simple. Even Excel sheet you can manage. You do not need to have softwares. And even if you're using a ERP nowadays, a lot of universities and colleges are using ERPs. So in ERP, there is an alumni model wherein you can put across. Now, point comes is how do you connect the alumni on a regular basis? So based on the data you have birthdays of your alumni, or marriage anniversaries of your alumni. Keep sharing them messages regularly. Send them a monthly update or a quarterly update on things which have happened in your college. Let's say you had a freshers party, or you had a cultural event, or you had a guest lecture, or you won some prize in a certain event. Push that to your alumni on a let's say a fortnightly or a monthly or a quarterly basis, and that would keep your alumni engaged. Send them birthday wishes, give them a call if you can. A few institutes we've suggested started calling them on their birthday, and that most of the students were so delighted to get a call from their college. And try that, the faculty who was there and is still there, if any faculty who was there when he studied and is still working with the institute, ask them to give a call. Even if you have a 10 years alumni of 2000 people, you'll not have more than 2 3 calls a day which a faculty has to make, but that changes the entire ball game in terms of long term placements, because that student never goes off attached to your institute. Send them certain updates, invite them on certain events and on certain functions. Very few colleges do invite alumni in the older things, but do invite them. That helps. So I will not stretch a lot on the alumni, but yes, because that is something which helps solve a huge placement problem if you have a good alumni. Student and other things we will just discuss going forward, but yes, alumni is something which I intended. And second, the parents, a lot of challenges which we received had, like parents do not allow their students to go out for a job. So and you get jobs which are outside. Parents are not allowing female candidates to go outside the town also. For male, even outside other states they are not allowing. Work hours they do not allow, and couple of other things. So parents are again your potential placement companies. So again, if you have a strong parents database, you have certain parents, I'm sure in a batch of 100 or 200, you will have certain parents who are entrepreneurs, you'll have certain parents who are working on some senior roles with certain companies. What I would suggest is you call them for a guest lecture in your college to your students and to the parents of your students, so that peer to peer, when a parent talks on the realistic situation in the market, a parent talks on what the students can expect, and a parent talks to the parent what their students will get, it changes the entire problem. And your problem that students don't understand or students parents don't understand, I guess, will be largely solved. We have again experimented such thing. We've called parents talking to students, talking to their co-parents, and that peer-to-peer thing changed big time. A lot of perspective change, a lot of things start moving in a positive direction. And if any of those parents are ready to come and conduct a placement drive in your college, that would be very very good if you can convince them and could do them, right? So these are largely the stakeholders for a successful placement. Now, when we talk of placements, there are various parameters on which we decide have we succeeded on placements or not. So I call it kind of a placement analytics, that I should be aware of where I'm heading in terms of my placement. So everything which the college or the students or the team does for placements, if they are well documented, if they are well organized, you come to know where you are heading. Now, let's say, for instance, the number of companies which visit your campus, compare it for the last 5 years. That 2018 we had 19 companies, 19 we had 20, 20 we had 24, and so on. But that gives you an aspect on what has changed and what has not changed. So, how many companies have increased, how many companies have been repeated, so how many companies are coming again and again to your campus. That factor is also important, because if the companies are not repetitive companies, so we feel that 90% of your companies who have hired once should come and hire again. Okay, if not 90, at least 60 to 70% of the companies should be repetitive companies in terms of hiring, and that will help you solve your long-term placement problem, because you'll come to know that these five companies are going to hire 50 people and they're going to hire 50 people every year. A reverse of this also happens. We've witnessed this with one of the college whom we worked with, that they had a recurring, right, a company which used to come for hiring for continuous 4 years. But then the college started taking it lightly, that okay, they are coming and taking 2 3 people, so they started taking it lightly and they lost that recurring company. So you should never ever get that happen. Ensure that the returning companies are on the higher side. Also, you should have a target internally of number of first time companies visiting the campus, because a lot of companies at times, returning companies, due to certain environmental, legal, political, economical issues, may or may not come somewhere for placement. But yes, again, you should always and always keep looking out for fresh better companies. So another parameter has to be number of first time companies which you have bought for placements. Then is number of students who attend and get selected, so percentage of students who attend an interview and they get selected, right? This ratio is very poor in terms of campus placement in the colleges across India. So you see 100 students sit for an interview and they go back with just 2 people. Largely they did come for a large chunk, but what happens is they end up with just 2 people. So just see that year on year this ratio is also bettered. It should be on the positive side. Uh, Students then selected, okay, so they offer to a certain number of students. What we see is students, even after accepting the offer, they don't join. So that ratio should also come down. You should also have an industry-wise breakup on the total number of companies visiting you and the companies you have approached. So let's say from the TPO side or the student placement cell, you also approach a lot of companies. So there also you do a lot of analytics in terms of how many companies approached daily, how many companies in your database, how many new companies added in the database, how many number of emails shared. Okay, so emails shared to the clients, which is email campaign, how many placement brochures shared, and then a ratio on based on the emails, how many have agreed for a placement drive, brochures, how many have agreed for that. Do keep doing that. Have a industry wise breakup, you know, how many industry and how many people are joining you for campus. Geography wise, how many companies coming from Mumbai, from Bangalore, from Gurgaon. Target that. And the more diversified portfolio you have in terms of geography, more diversified portfolio you have in terms of industry, it is better for an institution, because you know, everyone hiring from only one faculty or one wing or a one college is, or one company is not good. Have a breakup in terms of the budget side, which is, you know, the average CTC which is giving to students, that should increase year on year, the higher and the lower and the average. So you know, a lot of colleges play alongly on this, you know, some package of 20 lakhs, they just show that we have got the highest of 20 lakhs, but real parameter is the average thing. So you know, if you see the average of all 200 people, it comes below 3 lakh rupees, which is not healthy. So you should ensure that the average budget should go up, not the highest. Okay, the average budget should go up, and which will obviously end up into higher budget one on one. Role wise, is you know, like based on the entry level, mid level roles, what kind of roles have been offered. You can take in terms of the designation: executive, junior, senior executive, or developer, senior developer, or a designer, senior designer, junior designer, management training. So have a data, and based on the data decide on the role wise what kind of alumni comes. And then is your alumni, how much percentage of your alumni did come for a placement or participated in the placement activities, how many of them hired and not hired. Faculty, so faculty, as I said, academic dean is also very important. I remember in one of the institutes, we experimented that, you know, we asked the institute to give incentive to faculties who bring companies for placement drive. And what happened is, a year ago the faculties reference for campus placements were hardly one two companies, and post any incentive was announced, the faculty's reference companies were more than 10. So what happens is, the faculty is an essential aspect, because they know the students very well, they know the strength of the students very well, and if they worked in the corporate in the past, it is very good, because they have a certain corporate exposure and connection by which they can get certain companies. Also, what is essential is, what engagement are you doing with that company's post placement. So let's say for instance, organization came for placement with your company, and they hired four people. Okay, they hired four people, and they went, uh, and then they will come for placement next year. But between the time they've hired certain candidate today and they will come for rehire tomorrow, what is that extra engagement which you are doing with the organization or with the HR or with the company. So that is very essential, and a parameter, that how much activity. So you know, you call them as chief guest in certain of your programs, you call them for guest lectures, you call them for some industry exposure program, you send your students to their industry for some industrial visit. These extra engagement programs are very, very essential to ensure that you retain the employer who has selected your candidate. Else, what will happen is, they will go to another college next year, and the circle just keeps on going. So if you focus on certain parameters, so these are parameters specifically which will help you plan. So if your planning is good in terms of placement, things will work out in a very positive manner, right? So I've just stated a few. I think you can have as many as possible. I remember I used to I we have a database of around 35 to 40 parameters, specifically placement, and a lot of factors we put it across into it. So have as many parameters as possible, and based on that you can always take a final call and enhance your placements. Right? I hope we are all on the same page, and things are moving in the right direction, friends. Yes, no, we are all moving in the right direction and things are enriching knowledge. Are we going on a logical way of thinking? Yes, thank you. So when we talk of challenges, okay, so there are several challenges which are faced, um, and breaking it up, these are the aspects on which the challenges are largely. They are from the student side, definitely corporate side, definitely management, which is the institute's management side, administrative side, data management side, managing the placement drives nowadays, which is online, communication to students, communication with corporate. It's tough for networking entire year, just waiting for the placement season to come. And apart from that, you don't have a communication with the client largely, and then the internship. So we feel that so based on the questions which we had received, I tried to take up a lot of them during the conversation, and we break it up into these aspects. So let's start with students. A lot of you have large most of the TPOs and people who responded have students have a lot of challenges related to students, that a students do not understand, b students have higher expectations, C students are not aware of the realistic world. They do not attend interview on the right time. They have problem related to attitude. They have issues related to their domain skills. These are the things, dressing, online interview, they run away. Couple of things which is said. So we feel these are student issues, but I feel if so, right, is any other issue related to student which I've missed? Anybody can add, the things which I said, any other thing related to student which I've missed, apart from which I said. Yeah, anyone can just add if I've missed any point related to student, apart from the 7, 8, 10 things which I just spoke. अगर आपको लगता है कि स्टूडेंट रिलेटेड कोई पॉइंट शायद मैंने मिस कर दिया है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम जो जो मैंने कहा, तो आप ऐड करना चाहोगे, और लाइक वी हैव लार्जली लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स जो मैंने कही वो आ गई है. थोड़ा रिस्पॉन्ड करोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा, हम वी विल एंजॉय इट. Okay, so what happens is when we say all these things related to students, that these are the issues which the student side it is facing. तो ये चैलेंज इसमें ना दो साइड है. एक है कि इट इज़ ऑल्सो फेलियर from the institute side, from the faculty side, from the TPO team side, that we have not been able to prepare the students accordingly. Okay, so again the issue comes is because it doesn't happen to be a continuous process, and placements just start happening very quickly. स्टूडेंट्स को भी प्लेसमेंट्स एक शौक की तरह आते हैं और फैकल्टीज़ को भी एक एक सुपर फास्ट ट्रेन की तरह चीज़ें आती है. सो द स्पेस रिक्वायर्ड और द टाइम रिक्वायर्ड टू train the brain or train the student what he has to do going outside after college is very less. और प्लेसमेंट आता है ना, तब हम बोलते हैं और तब हम अलग ही दुनिया बताते हैं कि भाई दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू डू. बट अगेन, टू ओवरकम दिस चैलेंज, द फर्स्ट थिंग इज ट्रेनिंग, very regular training by your team or some industry experts in making them aware that what the world is all about. Correct? You should be very thorough in what the world is about, what kind of roles there are in the market. So we have a sheet. We when we talk to a lot of students in terms of we run a session called managing expectations with the students before placements. We have a special program of 2 hours wherein we make them understand what the world is all about, what kind of jobs are available in the market, what kind of pay packages are paid by them. They should be aware of this before they get into the placement season, so when they get into a placement season they don't enter into a shock. तो जब से स्टूडेंट आता है तब से अगर आप रेगुलरली उससे प्लेसमेंट के बारे में बातें करते रहोगे, आपके प्लेसमेंट के अनुभव को शेयर करते रहोगे, which is if you have seen 5 batches of placements, you know what kind of students work to get a good job and what kind of students do not work to get a good job. That you have to essentially remember. कॉरपोरेट साइड से भी काफ़ी इश्यूज रहते हैं. Largely companies are not ready to come for a campus. That's the biggest issue which you face. They don't come because of certain criteria and certain reasons. So we would suggest कि आप कंपनी को अप्रोच करो, उसके पहले कंपनी का प्लेसमेंट के लिए आने का क्राइटेरिया क्या है, कॉरपोरेट का क्राइटेरिया समझो. कॉरपोरेट के क्राइटेरिया के हिसाब से यू मेक चेंजेस इन योर एंटायर वे ऑफ थिंकिंग, you make changes in your entire way of dressing, so that helps solving that. Another corporate challenge can be overcome by continuous interaction. आप कॉरपोरेट से कंटिन्यूस इंटरेक्शन रखिए, कंपनी से कंटिन्यूस इंटरेक्शन रखिए, क्योंकि हमको उनका काम एक बार साल में पड़ने वाला है, पर रिलेशनशिप लॉन्ग टर्म रखना है. तो अगर आप रिलेशनशिप नहीं रखते हो तो ऐसा होता है कि काफ़ी बार कॉरपोरेट में एचआर बदल गया, तो अब हम क्या करें, होता है ना ऐसा. लेकिन आपका कैंडिडेट कोई वहाँ पे ज्वाइन हुआ होगा तो वो आपको हेल्प करेगा या नहीं करेगा. Then is from the management side, a lot of people say management don't give us enough funds to manage the drives. I think that's also the way you put it to your management. I think that can be solved. Administrative, a lot of people say कि डेटा मैनेज करना, ये करना डिफ़िकल्ट है, इसीलिए हम कहते हैं एक स्टूडेंट प्लेसमेंट कमेटी बनाओ जो ये सभी स्टूडेंट से फॉर्म भरवाए, सभी स्टूडेंट्स का डेटा एंटर करे, बिकॉज अनलेस यू हैव दैट यू कैनॉट डू एनीथिंग. Let's say you have 4,000 or 3,000 students in terms of data, so that administratively data manage it will be easy. And then managing placement drives, online communication to students, corporates, things and networking, which we have already kind of fairly taken in the first few slides. So I think these are few challenges which you feel are there. We would like you to take a certain approach in terms of understanding what the student needs. So काफ़ी बार मिस जजमेंट हो जाता है in terms of what students require. So there is, हम जब बोलते हैं कि एस्पिरेशनल मिसमैच है, तो एस्पिरेशनल मिसमैच है एक स्टूडेंट को क्या चाहिए एक साइड के ऊपर और दूसरी साइड को कंपनी को क्या चाहिए. अगेन, हम स्टूडेंट को क्या चाहिए वो ज़्यादा आसानी से जानते हैं क्योंकि हम उनके ज़्यादा नज़दीक है, हम उनसे रोज़ बात करते हैं, हम उनसे रोज़ इंटरेक्शन करते हैं. तो हमारे लिए स्टूडेंट को क्या चाहिए वो बहुत आसान है, स्टूडेंट को क्या चाहिए वो समझना बहुत ईजी है. लेकिन दिक्कत ये है कि हमको ये नहीं पता है कि कॉर्पोरेट को क्या चाहिए. So rightly understanding what the corporate needs is a big challenge, and that is what you have to be aware of. So like you used to do match the following in the same manner. These are the skills which corporate look in a fresher. उनको ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं चाहिए, सिंपल है। अगर आप इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस देखें कैंपस का, तो एक रिटर्न एग्जाम होता है, कुछ ग्रुप डिस्कशन होता है और कुछ इंटरव्यू होता है। ये हर एक जगह पे अगर आप देखें तो डोमेन नॉलेज, अगर वो मैकेनिकल है, सिविल है, इलेक्ट्रिकल है, आईटी है, फाइनेंस है, तो ये हर एक प्रोसेस में फाइनेंस का अगर 3 घंटे का पूरा प्रोसेस होगा तो उसमें 15 मिनट ही फाइनेंस का होता है। बाकी का 2 आवर्स, 30 मिनट्स, 2 आवर्स, 45 मिनट्स इज ऑल अबाउट कम्युनिकेशन, awareness, confidence, attitude, curiosity, and couple of other things. These are the things which help a student get a job along with the domain. अभी जब हम शुरुआत में हमेशा एकेडमिशियंस बोलते हैं कि मेरा कोर्स ख़त्म करने का समय में आप ये सेशन नहीं कर सकते। कोर्स ख़त्म करना ज़रूरी है, पर कोर्स ख़त्म करने के साथ ये भी ज़रूरी है, because it is visible that what they look in is this, and this is the data which we have curated by talking with so many HRs, taking into consideration a lot of reports available on the online with a lot of surveys of HRs. तो ये हमको स्टूडेंट को बताना है। तो स्टूडेंट का प्रॉब्लम, फैकल्टी का प्रॉब्लम, टीपीओ का प्रॉब्लम, स्टूडेंट्स के पेरेंट्स का प्रॉब्लम, ये सब सोल्यूशन, सबका सोल्यूशन बता दो उनको, राइट। दूसरा, प्लेसमेंट रेशियो सुधारने के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हो? आई थिंक फॉर दैट यू कैन यूज दिस सिमिलरली इज, एक बार इंटरव्यू के पहले क्या करते हैं, इंटरव्यू के समय क्या करते हैं, प्रैक्टिस ये टीपीओ और एकेडमिक टीम को मिलके करना है कि उनको बहुत सारा प्रैक्टिस करवाना है, उनको इन्फॉर्म करवाना है। तो हम हमेशा बोलते हैं प्री इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन कैसे कर सकते हो। तो आपने पूरा एफर्ट्स डाल के कोई कंपनी को अप्रोच किया, वो कंपनी ने आपको हाँ बोला, और वो कंपनी ने बोला एक सर्टन डे पे आपके इंटरव्यू करने हैं, ठीक है। तो इंटरव्यू के पहले जो कंपनी में कैंडिडेट का इंटरव्यू है, उस कंपनी का एक छोटा सा 3C रिपोर्ट बना के आप हर एक स्टूडेंट को इन्फॉर्म कीजिए, विच इज़ जो आपकी प्लेसमेंट में कंपनी आने वाली है उसका कंपनी, कस्टमर, कंपेटिटर, एनवायरनमेंट, टेक्नोलॉजी, टर्मिनोलॉजी का डिटेल्स। हर एक स्टूडेंट का रेज्यूम, आप वो कौन सा रेज्यूम लेके इंटरव्यू में जाने वाला है या कौन सा रेज्यूम आप क्लाइंट को शेयर कर रहे हो, वो हर एक रेज्यूम को आप चेक कीजिए और उसमें जो चेंज करना है तुरंत चेंज करवा दीजिए। एक मॉक इंटरव्यू का ड्राइव रखिए। वेरी फ्यू कॉलेजेस डू मॉक इंटरव्यूज। आई सजेस्ट दैट एटलीस्ट 3 to 4 मॉक इंटरव्यूज हर एक कॉलेज को करना ही चाहिए। वो 3-4 मॉक इंटरव्यू से ये होगा कि स्टूडेंट का इंटरव्यू के लिए कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ेगा। हमने ये देखा है बहुत सारी जगह पे दैट वेरी गुड स्टूडेंट, अ ब्राइट स्टूडेंट, अ वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट स्टूडेंट, but he had an interview which he was giving for the first time. He got so nervous stuck that he could not speak and he lost the job. और जॉब ना मिलने से थोड़ा सा डिप्रेशन में आ गया, and after a certain period of time he learnt about all these things and he again went and got what he wanted. तो मॉक इंटरव्यू बहुत ज़रूरी है, रखिए। और टाइम मैनेजमेंट, हमेशा टाइम पे चीज़ें कीजिए। काफ़ी बार कॉलेज में प्लेसमेंट होता है तो जो टीपीओ होते हैं वही नहीं होते। काफ़ी बार जो कॉलेज में प्लेसमेंट है वहाँ पे डीन या जो फैकल्टी है वो नहीं होते हैं। काफ़ी बार कंपनी प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव के लिए कॉलेज में आ जाती है और उनको लेने के लिए कोई नहीं जाता है, उनका कोई अरेंजमेंट नहीं किया जाता है ना। सो दैट ऑल थिंग्स यू शुड ऑलवेज डू इट प्री प्लान्ड एंड मैनेज द टाइम। ये कुछ क्वेश्चंस है जो हमेशा फ्रेशर को पूछे जाते हैं। ऐसा एक क्वेश्चन बैंक बनाइए आप हर एक डोमेन का, मैकेनिकल, इलेक्ट्रिकल, आईटी का या जो भी है, उसको इसके साथ आप मैच कीजिए और इसका आंसर एकेडमिक नहीं होना चाहिए, प्रैक्टिकल होना चाहिए। So nowadays we also have interviews which happen online. लार्ज इंटरव्यूज़, तो इंटरव्यू कैंपस से होते, ऑनलाइन होते हैं, आजकल टेलीफोन से भी होते, तो उसमें हमको ध्यान रखना है, बच्चों को सिखाना है कि वो उनका अटायर कैसा हो, बॉडी लैंग्वेज कैसा हो, कैसे वो अपना रिज्यूम रखे और मोबाइल का हमेशा अवॉइड करें। एक आइडियल इंटरव्यू ऐसा होना चाहिए, समय पे स्टार्ट होना चाहिए, समय पे एंड होना चाहिए। These are the things which I've just added to solve that student issue. But largely, the challenges which you all have said, I think we've been able to address it. Corporate side के challenges हम कम address कर पाए हैं, but yes, maybe I can help you with that कि अगर corporate को communication करना है तो आप कैसे कर सकते हो। आप अपने एक्सेल शीट में डेटाबेस बना सकते हो, कोई ईमेल, बल्क ईमेल सेंडिंग के टूल्स यूज़ कर सकते हो लाइक मेल चेन, जिसमें आप फ्री में अप टू 2000 कॉन्टैक्ट्स को ईमेल भेज सकते हो। आप अपना जो भी प्रोफेशनल और सोशल नेटवर्क है, लिंक्डइन या सोशल मीडिया वाला, वो सब पे आप रेगुलर अपनी कॉलेज का पोस्ट डालो, रेगुलर अपने बारे में लोगों को बता दे रहो कि हमने ये किया है, हमने वो किया है, एंड ऑल दैट सम्स अप टू दैट, बिकॉज जब कॉलेज आपके वहाँ कैंपस के लिए आने का सोचती है ना, तो वो पहले गूगल पे जाके आपके बारे में ढूंढेगी। तो आपने कितने प्रोग्राम्स किए हैं, आपके बच्चे कितने वर्सटाइल है, आपके बच्चों ने कितने इवेंट्स में पार्टिसिपेट किया है, आपके बच्चों का इंटरनेशनल एक्सपोजर है या नहीं है, कितने फैकल्टीज़ ने कितने इंटरनेशनल पेपर लिखे हैं, फैकल्टीज़ और क्या क्या करती है। So this is largely what we intend to talk today. There could be and there would be a couple of other questions in your mind. We have tried to sum it up very precisely with certain points, uh, expecting कि आप लोग अच्छा सा placement आगे जाते वक्त करोगे. So we are open for any further questions which you have, which I can address, and we can take it forward from there. So thank you very much, and we can have questions going forward.
So you can either ask your question or you can put it in the chat box, any way you prefer.
So Mr. Arvind, hotel industry, so specifically who are into hotel management or who are into, let's say, petroleum engineering or mining engineering, so that niche things, it is, it is difficult, but I would say it is easy because if you look into the entire industry, currently the scenario is not good, but if you look into the larger aspect, you know the sector which you have to target. Okay, you have clear identification of the sectors to target, be it hotels or be it food manufacturing companies or be it aviation industry or wherever it is. So it is easy for you to actually identify companies, and because it's simple, and based on that you can keep approaching them on a continuous basis, ask them to come and visit your campus, do some seminars, do some industry exchange programs, ask students to visit their factories, take them into confidence, and then ask them for placements. So that will big time help you in getting better placements. I'm sure in the current scenario your industry is highly impacted, but long term this industry is very good in terms of job generation, because India's contribution, travel or tourism contribution to GDP is too less, and the entire state governments and the central governments of each state and the central government are actively working to enhance the tourism industry. So long term it is good, बट लॉन्ग टर्म के बेनिफिट के लिए आज से आपको अपना एक बेस बनाना पड़ेगा. सो आप रेगुलर इंडस्ट्री के वेटरन्स को बुला के आपके यहाँ पे सेमिनार्स शुरू करवा दीजिए, हैव सम इंडस्ट्री इंटरेक्शन, शॉर्ट टर्म प्रोग्राम्स, शॉर्ट टर्म डिस्कशंस, छोटा मोटा इंडस्ट्री एक्सपोजर के लिए यू कैन शेयर द ask students to go and visit their companies and do some certain small projects. go and talk to them, identify their problems, help them solve certain problems. तो ऐसी सब चीज़ें आप करोगे तो शायद इन द लॉन्गर रन यू विल डू वेल, बट अगेन द बेनिफिट टू यू इज़ आपको पता है आपको किसके पास जाना है, और वो कंपनीज लिमिटेड है, पर उस लिमिटेड कंपनीज में आपके चांसेस ऑफ सक्सेस वुड बी वेरी हायर एज कम्पेयर टू अदर्स, राइट? आई होप अरविंद जी आई वी बीन एबल टू address your question. Okay, so anyone else who want to ask a certain question? Yes, Ankit ji, we will surely share the PPT. Dinesh ji will email you the same post the feedback.
One big question, Mr. Shah, how this collaboration of this training is mutually going to benefit all of us. Because one of the common challenge we all are facing in COVID is we cannot do the major gathering on a physical grounds. Do you think that this gathering of TPOs can help in accommodating each other or inviting each other for better placement opportunities for the students?
Yes, for sure, Mr. Ankit. Now, let's say the action points after this is, let's say we create a national TPO WhatsApp group, just a simple solution. Okay, so Dinesh, you can just take everybody's consent and we can have a national TPO's WhatsApp group. Everybody can keep sharing the opportunities, whosoever comes across, because now companies coming to campus and doing campus drive is also essential, but they're doing virtual interviews. So getting all together, helping each other is the way going forward. Now let's say for instance three colleges together, every company or every corporate, when they go for campus they have a bulk requirement of hiring, which they can never ever get it done from one college. They visit multiple colleges and they close the requirements. Now let's say one of you, based on the context you have today, so let's say you have five connections, strong connections today of colleges, and you go to a corporate and say that, see boss, which we say pool campus, you can go to them and say that I can help you close all your requirements, all you need to be is in touch with me. आप खाली मेरे से कम्युनिकेशन में रहिए, मैं आपको पूरा हेल्प कर दूंगा। और फिर आप जैसे कोई व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में हो या फिर कोई ईमेल लिस्ट में हो या फिर हम एक कॉमन ड्राइव बनाए, वहाँ पे आपने डाल दिया एंड थिंग्स विल स्टार्ट मूविंग पॉजिटिवली. सो येस, लॉन्ग टर्म इट हेल्प्स, बिग टाइम इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प. Right, Ankit?
Thank you, Musha. Very well informative, and we look forward for be a part of your WhatsApp group.
Yeah, we can
And,
surely make that.
Perfect. So I would definitely, I'm hoping that you have my number in place. Please add me in that group so we can actively collaborate and work as a team. Thank you.
Sure. Mayur Singh have asked a question. So see, I understand it's practically difficult, but it is difficult in a short period of time. But if we start from day one of his starting and coming to college, then it doesn't become difficult. We have the conviction I'm talking is with a result oriented, which we have done. We've seen results happening. So the reason we are no, I'm putting this across is it is difficult, Mayur, but if you start telling to students and parents from the time they come and they've started the college, then the period of 2 years or 4 years, it is practically not challenging to make them understand. You make them understand the realistic scenario from the day they start the college. Make them aware make them aware what the industry scenario is. If they aspire to get a 5 lakh job, what skills they will need. If they aspire for a job in Mumbai, what they need. If they aspire a job in Google, what they need. If they aspire a job in a certain way, what they need. But that knowledge transfer from the academic training and placement side should start happening from the first session itself, and then doing it on a continuous basis, you will find results. What we see is most of the colleges, the TPOs or the placement officers or the placement activities, it starts happening in the last year or the second last year. In engineering, from the sixth semester somewhere for MBAs from the third semester. Don't do that. Start from the beginning. Have a very strong plan that in each semester you'll have 10 hours, 20 hours of content, ensuring that you enhance the poor students. And that's the way you have to scale it up, and doing it on a continuous basis will surely help you with results. Right, Mayur?
Good evening. This is Saraswati, Head of Department from Institute of Hotel Management, Hyderabad.
Yeah,
Am
hi,
I
ma'am.
audible?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been taking care of placement for the past 3 years, but then with the COVID, the pandemic, students have been affected very badly.
Correct.
And we all know very well that this course is one which is definitely job oriented, but then we are not able to stress this point at all. And if the hotels which have been affected badly are not able to take our students, we are trying to move towards the retail sector. But how many of them are able to employ in the retail sector? Plus, of course, if the students move away from the hotel industry to other sectors, then the purpose of hotel management itself is lost. And of course, it's a sad state of affairs that when it comes to the tourism and hotel sector, somehow the government has not been able to come to its aid and help us out of this pandemic. So, what are the other options that we have? Because we are just about, I think, beating about the bush, or rather, pretending that everything will be all right in a few months' time, maybe a year's time, and so on. But then we have to, once the students come in and once we have the admissions, definitely we become accountable. And as you yourself rightly put it in the presentation itself, a college and its image is known by the placement factor. But then if we are not able to fulfill that, then how does the education department, how does the hotel management schools, how do we move forward? Do you have any solutions for this?
So, ma'am, thank you for putting this question. Now, see, it is a challenging scenario. Now, what we see is in a economic or a pandemic situation like this, when anything of this happens and it impacts on a larger scale, it takes at least 3 to 5 years to get back on the natural way of working. So maybe it will take another 2 to 3 years for the entire tourism industry to get back on its own mojo. Because we see the hotel booking and other thing, the occupancy rate has been around 50 to 60% continuously for a long time. Aviation, again, it's there is some positive on the aviation side, but again, it's not going to help in the direct employment. So what can be done? The student should be taught on certain other trades. So what I would suggest is, apart from looking for retail, yes, the jobs in tourism will be there, but would be very limited for sure. Because if you look at numbers, there are a lot of new hotels which are coming up. In terms of, if I say Leela or Hyatt or Taj, we can see the plans of adding 1,000 rooms a year or 500 rooms a year and things like that. So things are happening, but it will happen very slowly. So you need to identify the organizations which are growing. So in F&B, specifically F&B, the restaurant business have grown in terms of cloud kitchens, in terms of deliveries, in terms of dining. So that has been a bit on the better side post pandemic. So that is a positive green shoe which we can see in this pandemic. So you can identify within your space what is doing and what is not doing well, and based on that you can filter the companies, prepare the students in a better way. So maybe you will not achieve 100% placement, but in such a tough time, achieving 30, 40, 50% of placement will also be a big achievement for your organization. So don't expect 100%, but work for 50% also. And 50% I'm sure a placement would be feasible. Because yes, as I said, a lot of hotels are opening. There is some kind of hiring on aviation side, some into the F&B. Also, there are a lot of other places where the students can fit in. So let's say there are a lot of high-end salons which are opening, and these can be like relationship managers to them. Also the students into hotel are very much well etiquette dressed, so they can also be a part of sales team of a lot of organization, and sales team which are focused on tourism, let's say airline ticketing sales or ERP sales of travel softwares or ticketing softwares, or companies like Oyo, though they are not doing well right now, but Make My Trip or Ixico or Ibobo into the sales side or on the customer support side. So they will still remain into the kind of a industry, but you'll have to switch on the roles. You'll have to think forward from a steward to a front office, to a guest relation, to all the other roles which I'm talking. I think that would help you achieve at least 40-50% of the placement. Right? I hope, ma'am, I've been able to address your query somehow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To some extent, yes. And I think to my own question, I have the to some extent I would also like to put forward that we should also be in a position to impart some skills in terms of being an entrepreneur, because that is not part of the curriculum. So, of course, everybody cannot be an entrepreneur, but still, at least, as you said, even 50% out of the 50%, again, the balance which is left out, another at least 10 or 15%, we should try and make them as entrepreneurs, who in turn can they have a cascading effect for their juniors. So, this is another area probably we can
Correct.
rethink in terms of curriculum, adding some more subjects, certain things which are needed, the need of the hour. As you said, they have to switch roles, and at the same time, we need to give them some inputs in these areas also, because suddenly we have trained them to be this thing, F&B personnel, we have trained them in the kitchen or if housekeeping, but then suddenly we want them to do or take up jobs in terms of ticketing, etc. They don't have any, I mean, they have zero inputs. So these things probably also should be something like an ancillary. As a result, they will be at least knowing the basics of it.
Correct.
So
So,
thank
so
you so much from my side.
thank you. So that is what I was saying. In the F&B side, a lot of entrepreneurs have come. Cloud kitchen is something, a concept which has grown in the post-COVID. So these students, if they are good, they can have their own cloud kitchen, sell it on Swiggy, Zomato. There is one thing which have gone up is like cakes and bakery. A lot of people can have their own bakery and delivery. So there is a universe if you start thinking. And yes, in terms of ticketing or sales or anything, you can upscale them, and you can have people train them accordingly. Okay, thank you. So I hope, do we have any other questions, or shall we end today's discussion?
To add one more line, I think Mr. Ankit Singh Pawar had already put forth this, and already the faculty from various IHNs, we are all in a group. Similarly, when all other hotel management schools and colleges also can get together and keep posting opportunities which are available, as you rightly put it, Mr. Shah, the only way that we can survive is being collectively united and at the same time sharing with each other whatever opportunities are there. Because all the hotel management schools and colleges, after all, have to somehow try and show a pathway for the students. So this is one thing I think Mr. Dinesh Lakra can initiate, so that all the placement in charges can be roped in, and we keep posting respective student groups.
Yeah, sure. I could not hear you. If you can just repeat, because your voice was not clear. If you can just repeat.
Yeah, I was trying to say that we faculty of the various institutes of hotel management are already in a group called the IHM placement. Similarly, even the private colleges as well as affiliated colleges also, we can have a bigger group wherein we keep
Correct.
sharing the opportunities which are available. I think the same was put forward by Mr. Ankit Singh Pawar earlier. So I second that, so that we can keep sharing, and maybe student of student who has studied from our college may opt for an opportunity in Assam, or somebody from Assam is already there and somebody
Correct.
else who is not in need of a job from let's say Indore can opt for that particular opportunity and so on and so forth. So the only way that we all can take this, go through this crisis is by being together and at the same time sharing whatever opportunities are available.
Correct, correct. That's very correct. Yeah, we will surely do that. And the objective of today's planning of today's seminar was because of that a lot of TPOs had complained on challenges and there are real issues. So the objective was just to have a discussion on it and heads up on what we can do so that long run things can be in a positive shape. Yes, so I think we can end this, or or anyone else want to add any thoughts, points, taking what ma'am and Ankit and all other people have said forward. You can always unmute and talk on that, so we can take it forward accordingly. Okay, then it was really nice having the discussion today. We hope we've been able to help you with certain inputs, if not all, but at least some direction to think a certain way of thinking in a manner wherein we can solve the current problem of placement, current problems related to students and other things in a very logical manner. We will surely put across a group in a day or two. We would also appreciate if all of you can refer as many people as you know, so we can have a better group and we can always work towards betterment of the team together here and the students going forward. Thanks a lot for joining and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice day.